Josh Hart. We're gonna get to Josh Hart next. Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart because for him it's not about scoring, but it needs to be more about scoring. Right now, he is the consensus leading scorer off the bench at a whopping 7.2. So Josh Hart is going to have to really, if he can't score more, he's definitely going to have to get his rebounds up because it's down from last year. He's at 6.2. Last year he was around 7.8. Um, he's going to have to get those numbers up. But then the real number that he really is going to have to really improve is the 32.4% from downtown, which is not RJ Barrett level bad, but it is not effective. Um, he's really gonna have to step up that 3-point percentage. I mean, let's pull up Josh Hart's game logs just to give a little quick recap of what he's actually producing. So we're gonna pull it up, and salute to Josh Hart, man. He's still hustling. He's still hustling, and to be fair, he's out of position though. Now with OG there, he's kind of playing on position because OG can guard a lot of those bigger guys. Um, but I mean, he had 13 rebounds, I think, 14 rebounds against Houston, so 10 and 14. So still not knocking down the three ball, but he was 5 of 11 from the field, plus 10, plus minus. So salute to Josh Hart. But when you look at his production against Orlando, he was shooting 28% from the field, just 4 points, 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 7 rebounds. He needs to be more consistent on the glass. Though the 7 rebounds are not bad. If he's getting 7 rebounds, I could live with that. But Josh Hart really needs to step it up. And I think he's more than capable. And I honestly think he's going to step it up. I know he was playing with some injuries and nagging injury. He played a great game against Houston with some nagging injuries. So I respect the craft, right? So if I have to give Josh Hart a grade, I gave him a B minus early in the year. I'm gonna drop him to a C plus. Not because he's not hustling, but I just feel like he needs to really improve he needs to give me at least one or two more rebounds and just get that 3 percentage up. If he gets the 3-point percentage up, he'll be a B plus A. No problem. So we did Josh Hart, Dante. I'm trying to think if I want to do Deuce McBride, but I'm gonna do Grimes first. So Quentin Grimes was a C minus last time, and I got a lot of love and respect for Quentin Grimes. I think that he is playing a lot better than he did in the first half of the season as a starter. His minutes overall are down from last year. He was averaging just under 30 minutes last year. Now he's averaging about 20. And he's giving you 6.9 points per game, which needs to honestly go up because now he's coming off the bench. Earlier in the year, he was averaging just 6.6 points. So it actually went up a couple of percentage points because he had a couple of good games off the bench. But we need more from Grimes, especially with the absence of Quickly. And I know there's a lot of trade rumors, and I don't think they need to trade Quentin Grimes to get another bench player, but they might be open in the trade Quentin Grimes. But I think what might also stop a Quentin Grimes trade is these rumors and factors where there's rumors that he was the holdup in the Donovan Mitchell trade. So now imagine you trade Quentin Grimes for a backup point guard. And then the thought process will become, well, why didn't you trade him for Donovan Mitchell? I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's reports. You don't really know what is there unless you're in the office. Because I had a report that said that Leon Rose didn't know that Danny Ainge wanted Quentin Grimes. And to be honest, the Utah Jazz, and I didn't see this in any source, I didn't see any source that said the Utah Jazz countered and offered and said, yo, we don't want that, but send us this. I didn't see that. But neither here nor there. I think that's what's the hold up in the Quentin Grimes deal is if you trading Quentin Grimes, why you didn't trade him for Donovan Mitchell? Because more than likely the pair you're going to get now for Quentin Grimes is not going to be as good as Donovan Mitchell. So you see where that's kind of like a quagmire. But so when we look at his game logs, it's been better in the past, I would say, since he's been coming off the bench, right? So as you can see right here, it's perfect how they do it too. Like up here, you can see the first half of the season, which we covered, he was starting, right? And I just look at a couple of games from when he was starting. So look at the points. 0, 4, 0, 6, 3, 3, 0. Let's scroll down. Now look at him off the bench. Now, against the Rockets, I don't think he had a good game against the Rockets, yeah. Let's see. Not efficient shooting, but he did have 11 points, which is good. We need that. Round of applause for that. If Quentin Grimes is giving you 11 points, that's great production. Think about it. If Deuce can get his production up to 10 a game, you get 11 from Grimes, and then Hart can give you his 7 to 8. Not the greatest bench production because Precious not really giving you much, but it's better. That's why I think a trade is going to come, but I'm not 100% sure on that because I think the Knicks like, this lineup. I think they like what they have, but I don't think they're also blind to the fact of, look at this, they only got 21 bench points, right? Deuce, it wasn't, Deuce didn't, he played 11 minutes, which is good because we don't need Brunson being drained, even though Brunson played 37 minutes, on a back-to-back night. A little high, but I guess they figured Washington is not going to be that tough of a matchup. So, but yeah, Grimes just needs to really step up his point production. If he can get his points up to 11, I think that will boost his grade for me at least. Not that he cares about what I thinks, but I mean, I think he should because I'm fair and I love the Knicks and I want to see all these guys do great. This is not hate. We don't hate. We don't discriminate. The hate disseminated by naysayers inspires players to push forward. So I'm trying to, be a positive inspiration, not a hateful inspiration. I'm not talking down on Grimes. I think he's more than capable of getting 11 points a game. I don't see why he can't. There's nothing preventing him, maybe besides not getting the minutes because coaches kind of have him on a short leash, right? But at the same time, let's get the job done. Let's get the job done, And so I'm just trying to see his shooting percentage. So he's shooting 39% from downtown. So, we're going to give him a round of applause. So because Quentin Grimes stepped up his play big time, he was a C-. I gave Quentin Grimes a C+. I think Quentin Grimes deserves a C+. I think that is a great grade for him. I think that he will be able to add to that and possibly will get in the B range. So salute to Quentin Grimes for jumping up in grades. That's it. I'll save Deuce. I want to see Deuce do a little bit more before we grade Deuce. I don't think it's fair to grade him now because he just recently got in the rotation. But I do want to talk about the pending deal that may be available, and I do want to talk about the Pacers deal now. Siakam going to the Pacers. All that says for me is that Indiana is going to be fighting for that top 4 spot. It's going to be a battle between New York, Indiana, Philly for the 3, 4, 5 spot. Now, I'm not trying to throw away Miami, nor am I trying to throw away Cleveland, because Cleveland, they are known to be a really good regular season team. And those two teams will also have something to say. But I just think that pending another deal from the Knicks, there's a guy in Atlanta, where I keep hitting, that I think would be amazing in New York. And you get this guy, Leon Rose's grade goes up to an A plus. I'm gonna get to Leon Rose's grade. We're gonna close out with that, with him and Coach Thibs' grade and the Knicks' grade. So we need another player. We need a, and I'm gonna jump out of research mode for a second. Pal. Yeah, we need another piece, a scorer. And if you want to get a two-way guy, get a two-way guy. But you're gonna need another scorer. If you do the Murray trade, you put Dante off the bench. Now you get Dante's 11 points off the bench. Maybe Grimes could get you 10. Deuce might come out the lineup, unfortunately, but I think you got to do some. Or Grimes go in the trade, actually. Grimes will probably go in that trade. For Dante Murray, I don't think no one's going to trip. If you give up, think about it. If you give up Grimes and Fournier for Dante Murray, I don't think no one's going to hold that against you. Now, that's how the Pacers deal going to impact us. Now, I'm giving Leon Rose. Last time I gave Leon Rose a B minus. This time I'm gonna give Leon Rose a B. And the reason why I'm giving him a B, the reason why I'm giving him a B is because the trade is working in the short term. And you can't ignore that. That trade is definitely working in the short term. And it possibly will continue to work and put the Knicks to help the Knicks win a couple of more games than they did last year. If he's doing that, you got to raise his grade. You traded Quickly's contract and RJ's contract, Quickly's pending contract and RJ's pending contract, and turned it into one contract, still leaving you room to make another move. So you got to give him credit for that. But a lot rides on Leon Rose's grade, in my opinion, and that will be the success of the Knicks. As far as Coach Thibs, I'm going to give Coach Thibs a B. Round of applause for Coach Thibs. Now, I jump back into research more for Coach Thibs because there might be some stuff I'm going to put on the screen. Now, in terms of Coach Thibs, he's catapulted himself into the top 5 of Knicks coaches. I wasn't around for Joe Lapchak. That's the 50s and 40s. I don't know nothing about that. That's way before I was even thought of. That's before my dad was even thought of, okay? So I don't know nothing about 1948. I'm sorry. Can't go there. But I know a little bit about Red Holzman, Big up to Red Holzman. Legendary coach. Coached the World Clyde Frazier team, Willis Reed team that brought us the last 2 championships, the only 2 championships we have in franchise history. Of course, I know Jeff Van Gundy. Shout out to Jeff Van Gundy. Those are my favorite Knicks teams. My favorite Knicks teams are those late 90s teams. Marcus Camby, Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston. Ewing, Charlie Ward, Chris Child. Yeah. Those are my teams. And then, of course, Pat Riley. Big it up for Pat Riley. Pat Riley has approximately 80 more wins, 70 more wins, 70 plus more wins than Coach Thibs in the same amount of years coached. Now, of course, we still got half the season left, right? We still got half the season left, but Pat Riley's one hell of a coach, man. Even though he's a Heat, and we don't like him because he left to the Heat. We don't like the Heat. We don't get along with the Heat. But think about it. Tom Thibodeau is right behind Pat Riley. He's ahead of Hubie Brown. Wasn't really there for that. I was barely born, barely anybody in between 1983 87. So salute to Hubie Brown. But those Knicks teams weren't really excited to watch. Mike D'Antoni, oh my God. Those teams weren't really fun to watch either. But salute to Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson, 3 years, 109 wins. I think he should have got more opportunity, but that's neither here nor there. Coach Thibs is top 5 all-time Knicks coach. People say we should fire Coach Thibs and get rid of him. How do you get rid of a man who is top 5 all time? You better have somebody that can replace him. Because there's a whole long list of coaches that the Knicks had that was supposed to be somebody, and they turned out to be not that somebody. So I think Coach Thibs is doing an amazing job with the guys that we have. He's, our offensive efficiency has improved. Our defensive efficiency has improved. Offensive efficiency got to get back up there, but defensively, they're playing really good basketball. And I also think that goes back to Leon Rose making the OG trade because you needed defense. But I'm going to give Coach Thibs, I gave him a B- last time. I'm going to give Coach Thibs a B. Round of applause for Coach Thibs. He deserves it. And I think he and Leon Rose could honestly get to the A range, but we got to see what happens. As far as the Knicks, and this will be the final grade, salute to you once again. Salute to you for staying with me. I know this was an hour-long show. I really would love to do this live so we can have some live feedback, but we're going to premiere this thing. And, thank you guys for all your support for sure. Overall, I give the New York Knicks a B-. Why you give them a B-? They were a C+ last time. This was 20 games in. And they've improved. They've been on a nice winning streak. To me, I'm going to tell you right now what different grades would look like for me. If the Knicks were 4th seed, like let's say the Knicks was 25. No, let's say the Knicks was like 26 and 15, and they was in the 4th seed, that's a B+. A- would be 2 games behind the Bucks, ahead of Philadelphia, or in between Philadelphia and Milwaukee. Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't got the research mode on. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm giving you the grades based off the standings. Okay? So if the Knicks was there, their grade would be higher. But because the Knicks are battling with these guys between 7th and 5th, that's a B- to me, man. Knicks have to do better. But I think we will do better. And, that's all for this video, man. Let's give yourself a round of applause once again for rocking out with the Objective Fan. I think I do want to get into this here as we close out.